Huge news coming out of Philadelphia this morning. The Eagles have re-signed Michael Vick to a one-year, $10 million deal, and all indications are that he will start for the Eagles in 2013 under new head coach Chip Kelly. This is a shock to most of the fan base, who figured with the exodus of Andy Reid that Michael Vick would be next on the chopping block. However, I actually think this is a good decision when you weigh all the factors. We turn the page and you want to start over with a new quarterback and a new regime. However, if you look at this year's draft, there are no Andrew Lucks, and there is no RG3 or Russell Wilsons. You have the Virginia quarterback, Geno Smith. I don't see him on the level of those other quarterbacks, so there is no franchise guy in the draft. Michael Vick's only signed for a year. The current contract that they restructured had Michael Vick here through 2016, they would have almost been forced to release him at his age. He was scheduled to make $16 million, and this guy agrees to take a pay cut down to $10 million and possibly less if he doesn't meet the incentives. A lot of quarterbacks are just going to think about the money, especially at the end of their career. If he would have been released by the Eagles, he would have signed a contract which would have been guaranteed more than $10 million by someone like the Bills or the Chiefs. I guarantee it. So, from that perspective, you got to be impressed by Vick. Now, I understand the fans' concern because he's been like a China doll injury-wise, but let's not forget, we've had 4 of our starting offensive linemen go down early in the season last year. If we could rebuild the line, get rid of the ball quicker, I'm sure Chip Kelly has talked to Michael Vick about changing the way he plays, and he'll have 1 year to change everybody's mind. And it has happened before with small quarterbacks who were injury prone, who didn't always perform. And let me give the perfect example. Drew Brees, 2004. The number 1 pick was used by San Diego for Phillip Rivers. They were so disappointed in the failure of Drew Brees to compete or look like an NFL quarterback. However, in that year where they were bringing Phillip Rivers along, Drew Brees turns out to be a gangbuster star quarterback all of a sudden. And the only reason he even got released at the end, besides the fact that they paid all that money to Phillip Rivers, was due largely to the fact that he got another injury. An injury so severe that Miami did not want to sign Brees. And Brees went on to greatness, of course, winning the Super Bowl with New Orleans and setting all types of records, including beating Dan Marino's passing record. Now, if you're saying, well, why are you comparing Michael Vick to Drew Brees? I'd remind you that to that point in Drew Brees' career, he hadn't performed at all to the level that Michael Vick has performed. So I think that this is a good decision for right now. The worst that could happen is Michael Vick is Doug Peterson, and that worked out great. You brought in Doug Peterson. He steered the ship until Donovan McNabb was ready, and then the rest was history on that front. So I don't see anything wrong with having a veteran quarterback in the mix. That doesn't mean that Nick Foles or a rookie quarterback can't compete and win the job and then watch Michael Vick get released at the end of training camp. It's possible. So I know a lot of people are disappointed, but hang in there as Eagles fans. It's not the same old thing, although I was partial to that. I loved Andy Reid. Have faith in Chip Kelly. Give him the benefit of the doubt. Remember, Andy Reid went 5-11 in his first year. Jimmy Johnson went 0-16. Or I'm sorry, 1-15. You can't judge a book by the very first page. And this is just the first page of a new chapter for the Philadelphia Eagles, which will begin, most likely, with Michael Vick as the starting quarterback running that famous Oregon offense or something close to it.